All right, let's get into number 2. We talked a lot about that Gamescom show. Now, I need to specify, when we say opening night live, that's Keeley's show. We're going to talk about Xbox's Gamescom stream first. It sure was something. We got a list of announcements for you that we're going to run through, and then we'll just talk about them individually. So Forza Horizon 5 unveiled its cover car, the Mercedes-AMG 1 and the 2021 Ford Bronco Badlands. They also showed 8 minutes of beautiful gameplay. Age of Empires 4 showed off a documentary on trebuchets. It is one of 28 unlockable videos as part of its hands-on history storytelling element for the game. This holiday, Xbox Cloud Gaming comes to consoles. Microsoft Flight Simulator gets World Update 6, which celebrates the region of Germany, Austria, and Switzerland.
Woo.
This will also be adding racing to the game this November as part of the partnership with the Renault Air Racing Association. On September 1st, State of Decay 2 fans can return to where it all started in an update branded Homecoming, which takes players back to a remastered version of Trumbull Valley, the first game's map. It will also feature new stories, achievements, weapons, and 6 new bases. Continuing on with that post-apocalyptic vibe, Wasteland 3 Colorado Collection has been unveiled. This will drop October 5th, featuring Battle for Steel Town and the newly announced Cult of the Holy Detonation. The package will charge you $60, while the newest and final add-on will run owners of the game $7 separately. Next, Crusader Kings 3 arrives to next-gen consoles later this year. By the way, not exclusive. This is also on PlayStation. Humble Bundle brings its indie games to Xbox Game Pass day one. Those games are the already available Dodgeball Academia. You can play that right now. Archvale, Bushiden, Chinatown Detective Agency, Flynn, Son of Crimson, Midnight Fight Express, Next Space Rebels, Signalis, Unpacking, and Unsighted. Nearing the end here, Stray Blade was revealed and it's releasing 2022 for next-gen consoles only. Also, by the way, I need to emphasize here, not exclusive, just a reveal. And lastly, the Gunk reemerges and is arriving this December, where it'll surely outperform Halo Infinite. So that's all we got from Xbox's Gamescom showcase. I know there's not a rich amount to pick from here, but gentlemen, anything here excite you? I don't know. That might be a little bit of hyperbolic, but like anything here just catch your interest? Jez, how'd you feel about the whole thing?
Fucking love trebuchets, man.
Damn it, Jez. Damn it.
Nah, trebuchets are pretty sick, man. The engineering that goes into a trebuchet, man. But nah, like, I think for me, the most exciting thing was the Wasteland DLC. Probably,
we're all Wasteland fan here.
Yeah, I haven't done the other Wasteland DLC because it's like, well, I'll have to start a whole new playthrough to do the DLC, and then they'll release another DLC, and I'll have to do another playthrough.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just thinking, I'll wait till they're all out. And then I'll do another playthrough. Same with the Outer Worlds too. Like the way that some of these games handle DLC is just a bit strange to me.
You'd rather be like post story, right? Not like in the middle. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, it'd be better if they were post story. Like you could take your character and just carry on playing. But I guess depending on some certain decisions you make, there might not be a post story. So also the State of Decay thing was interesting. Like the fact that they still keep supporting that game is mind blowing to me. But it also makes me think, like, if they're putting this much effort into State of Decay 2, what's going on with State of Decay 3?
I thought that was the same. I thought the same exact thing, rather. Yeah, I immediately saw that and went, this is impressive, because if they're making progress with State of Decay 3 and they're just dropping this, because they did mention it as a remaster. They called it so I don't know if that... Usually remasters are termed as something easier for game development compared to like making something from the ground up. So maybe that's how they were able to do this.
Yeah, maybe. I honestly have barely jumped back into State of Decay since they've put so many updates into it. I put about 50 hours into it originally. And then I just kind of dropped off. Like the whole gameplay loop of killing plague hearts over and over again gets really old after a while. I wish they'd add like more mechanics and not just more weapons or whatever.
I do agree.
Big time.
Yeah. I'm right there with you. You know, Juggernaut Edition is what pulled me back in. I thought that was really impressive for what they had to do. But I'm the same way, where I would love to see some more gameplay mechanics be thrown in, because they're always like, oh, new maps, new weapons, new stories. I don't know about both of you, but when it comes to me, I couldn't tell you a thing about a State of Decay story at all.
Yeah. It's basically create your own. That's why I love it so much. I mean, it's my own resource management, the bases and stuff like that. That stuff excites me about State of Decay. I'm totally with Jez. You know, the Plague Heart stuff kind of got redundant, but continue, Jez. You were going on with what else you like.
Like, add fishing to the game, man.
There he is. There he is. Vintage Jez.
let me fish some plague fish or something. I don't know.
Plague fish.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, there wasn't a huge amount of stuff there. There was some really cool indies that were shown off. I'm gonna go back and collate some of those into an article. But they did kind of like try. Aaron Greenberg tried to set some expectations, not to expect like Perfect Dark or Hellblade or anything like that. It was like updates to known games. I kind of wish there would have been something more interesting, like I guess even if it was just like 30 seconds of gameplay for Hellblade would have done me, you know, or 30 seconds of gameplay for State of Decay 3 or whatever. But Microsoft really likes they like to do this like this thing where they tease a game with a cool CGI trailer and then they don't tell you anything for years, and then the game gets cancelled. Hi, Scalebound. Hi, Phantom Dust. Let's not jinx anything. Touch wood. Not my wood, like actual wood. But nah. But yeah, it was an interesting show. I almost feel like they could have condensed it, make it more Nintendo Direct-y. Like, I do love the State IP and I do love the Wasteland IP. So I'm glad we're seeing more of that stuff. But yeah, I guess like for the big heavy hitters, we need to wait for another show. And you know, they do love Jeff Keighley, so maybe the Game Awards is the next big one. Though I have heard there might be the Tokyo Game Show as well this year.
Oh.
So maybe something there too. Because Microsoft is enjoying its biggest ever, you know, thing in Japan right now. Like they're selling more consoles than ever in Japan, which is a low bar.
Let's be
honest. It's a low bar. I feel you. But considering PlayStation's collapse in Japan, I feel like there's no better time than right now to try and push Xbox in Japan. So I think being at the Tokyo Game Show with some heavy hitter would be a pretty cool thing to do. So
Sega. Persona on Xbox.
Sega. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, those are my thoughts. I wasn't expecting much, and
neither was I. That's why I was so shocked. I was disappointed. I went in with flat expectations, as in zero. Like if anything, I guess you could say I was expecting it to not be great, but I didn't think anything was going to blow me away, right? So even with that in mind, I just thought this was it didn't need to exist. There's no disrespect to the host, right? But like, there is no reason this show had to exist. I am right there with Jez, not to really echo him too hard here, but yeah, Wasteland 3 Colorado Collection. Yeah. Oh, absolutely, right? That's an easy purchase. Now, one distinguishment I want to make for the audience before they ask it all is this collection comes with the DLC, whereas if you were to get the game on Game Pass, you only get the base game. So you still have to pay for the DLC. Yes. So just keep that in mind when you're shopping around Wasteland 3. But yeah, State of Decay 2 was a one that stuck out to me. Now, there was a game that we saw more of at Jeff Keighley's show, Opening Night Live. And that game was Midnight Fight Express.
Oh, talk to me, baby.
This is an indie game coming through Humble Bundle. It's going to be day one on Game Pass. It's made by one person who's, Jeff Keighley said, was a 30-year-old Polish father. One person. And all I'm saying is take all that Sifu hype, right? Yes. And share it here. Because we love Sifu right now because of that kung fu action. Looks smooth, kind of has a mix of Arkham and like a little bit of crunchiness to it. And then I'm looking at this, and you see more environmental interactions. It's smooth. The animations are beautiful. I mean, it just looks amazing. Like, it's on my must-play list. Like, it's up there with the indies of like replaced that Xbox is pushing. To me, this is the most exciting reveal they had because I looked at it and went like, yes, if anything, Xbox needs to drive in two areas, right? We talked about Japan a ton. Jez just emphasized it. I think they need to keep pushing indies. Indies want to go to Game Pass, right? Like, they want that player count. They want to be there. And they are getting some really good-looking games through it. And I think they need to keep pushing that initiative. And so that and Bushiden as well, I thought both looked amazing. I thought Bushiden would be the game you'd be going, ooh, about that.
Bro,
ninja action.
You know me. Yeah. I was in. You know how I think. Yeah. If you're finished,
no, I'm done. Yeah, I could sit here and roast this show all day, but I'll save the audience, right?
Both of you guys said everything as far as the need, the necessity for the show, right? We both agree there. You know, it was definitely light for me, but overall, there was some titles that I thought look good. Age of Empires or Forza. I mean, well, they didn't show it there, but Forza. I did think Microsoft flight some of the shows good. I was surprised that we got like some type of PvP mode or something like that. That I thought that was interesting.
Racing. I didn't know if there was anything beyond that, but
right. To me, it was like State of Decay. Pleasant surprise, like you said. Didn't expect more of it. Wasteland, didn't expect more content from it. So all the stuff for 2021, I'm like, okay, I get it. But I was disappointed in another reason, which was like, where was Scorn? Where's Bright Memory Infinite? Crossfire X we did eventually get, on Jeff's show, which we'll get into. But, there were a couple there. And as far as overall, I looked at it, the indies got a chance to shine here. And I'm totally with you. Midnight Express, pushing in that was it. And last disappointment was the gunk was like very small, very light.
Yeah, I was going to say that was one thing I wanted to spotlight once more before we move on. It reemerged as coming out. They didn't even say a release date. They put that in the wire. Like, I think it was just a bad trailer because they didn't even put their date there, and they had a date ready, which is it's coming out this December. And I actually thought it was a more encouraging showing of the game. Yeah. It showed how more serious it is than I thought, just based off your name, the gunk. Like, I'm sorry, doesn't really sound that serious. I know Carrick used to crank on Avowed Man, but like I don't know why we weren't putting that energy into the gunk. That's what my head was. I was like,
the gunk might be one of them.
I was like, dude, there's just something wrong about that name, right? There's a lot of innuendos that could be tied to that, but beyond that. It reminded me a little bit of like Blinks the Time Sweeper in a way. And I was really into that. It's been a while since we've seen something kind of like that. And I'd love, on a side note, if Xbox somehow managed to bring that back. But the gunk, I thought, looked better, and it should have had a little bit more time, but they sort of showed it, moved on. And that was really unfortunate because that was one of the games people were waiting for updates on.
Big time.